Hi, this is Donna Demko with Stamping Up, and today I wanted to show you one of the bundles that you can get in the holiday catalog. This is Jingle All the Way, and the other part of the bundle is the Sleigh Ride Edgelet dies. Let me show you a little bit about these. The stamps actually go at an angle, at a curve, so that they complement your edgelets here. So when you do, you get 3 of these, and they are beautiful. You have the trees, the sleigh, horse-drawn sleigh, and then the little town. And then the verbiage here that you see goes at an angle, would fit right in these slopes here. And let me show you a little bit about this set. When I bought it, I was so excited. I thought, oh, I'm gonna love this. It's gonna be my favorite one. And when I got it out, I had some difficulty trying to find out a way to really make it look nice. Now, I did go on Pinterest and look this set up, and there are a lot of great ideas on there. But for me, sitting here and trying to do one, you know, once you get it in your home and you're trying to do one, it's a total different story. So I was trying some different avenues. I saw Tammy White do one with a brayer that looks really, really pretty, but I wanted to try and invent something of my own. So let me show you a couple ideas that I came up with. I'll set those right there. Let's see if I can find this. Here we go. Now, I did try different things because I wanted to try some vellum paper, and I tried the vellum paper, and I tried to use the Gorgeous Grunge for my snowflakes. I don't know if you can see it on there, but they are really, didn't show up very well. So I didn't like that idea. And then I went ahead and I tried using my Dazzling Diamonds embossing. I don't know if you can see this on here either, hopefully, but I did the little snowflakes that's in the set here, and I just stamped them off on here with my Versamark, and then put my Dazzling Diamonds on there, and then heat set those on there. But they didn't really, let's see if you can see the blue, didn't really show up like I wanted either. Cute idea, but it just didn't fly. So I went with using both of these. These are stars, but I have snowflakes in another set somewhere, so I use those, and these right here. And I used all 3 layers. I don't know if you can see in the background here, but I did use the sleigh ride, I used the trees way back here in the background, and I used the little town. And this was my first attempt where I did take the white embossing powder and try to do that and add some embellishments there. Then it got really, really busy. So I thought that was just too much. So my second attempt was just doing 2 backgrounds where I did the trees and the little town here, and then I did the little moon that's in the set, and then I did them, actually I printed them off on the blue paper, and then stuck the vellum over and highlighted it with a few snowflakes that you can get from, what is this one called? Let me get my readers on. This print is so tiny. The embellishment package called the Frosted Sequence. Now these were on special, and I bought several packages of them thinking I'll use them sometime, but you can see they have all these little white snowflakes in there, so that actually worked out really well. So I thought with this one, this looked okay, but before I put the snowflakes on, it was really hard to see the snow in the background. So I put some little crystals, your little rhinestones, and some snowflakes on top of there. Don't know if you can see that, but that actually came off a little bit better. And then I thought, why don't I just get rid of the vellum altogether, because it seemed to be that I had to glue the vellum on underneath these little excuse me, little snowflakes, and you can see that they're strategically placed because that's my glue is underneath there. So I had to hide the glue, and that's where I came up with the idea of doing the snowflakes, putting something on top. And you see I did the same thing here, but I used little clear sequins, little silver sequins, just too much. Then I just thought I would go and use the stamp that I have in there and without the vellum. And that's what this looks like in just two of the backgrounds. I thought that the snow is a little thick. So then I went to using my Versamark marker. I've got this one all messy now because it's been sitting in. And I used the thick side here. And it made some really big, fuzzy snowflakes. And these are almost like snowballs because they're bigger than the poor little guy's head. So I thought, well, that's in the right track because I like how these are proportioned out a little bit better evenly on the page. So I went ahead and did, let's see if I can find one here. The smaller side, this part right here, the smaller pen side, you have two sides on your Versamark pen. You have the brush one and you have the small one. So this is the one I used, and I wasn't getting enough coming out on this for some reason. I've had this for a long time and maybe it's dry. So what I did was I just took the Versamark reinker, put it down on a little spare piece of paper, and then I would just dip my pen in it and put my snowflakes where I wanted it to go. And then once I had those on there, then I would just go ahead and emboss it. So let me show you how I did that. Now this one is the little town, and I thought it looked more like the little town of Bethlehem, so I did a little star in the background with a little rhinestone with the verbiage Silent Night, which is really, really pretty. And then these I just did the snowflakes that I showed you in this little kit, and I used it on these right here. So I'm going to show you how to do these because I think that these, I did put these up on little dimensionals, this white layer here, and I don't know if you can see it, but on the white here, this is not Whisper White, it is the sparkling white, the white paper that has just a little hint of shimmer in it. Let's see which one this is. It is the shimmer white, and you get 10 sheets, and it does have just a sheer shimmer to it. So I did that just to have it look a little more snowy. And then I didn't want to waste when you cut these out, so let's see if I have one on one of these. Here we go. So when I cut these out, I just left the piece that was on top of here and put it inside, and that way you can write on. You can actually go ahead and emboss with your white embossing powder a Merry Christmas or Season's Greetings inside here as well. So that's what I'm going to do for my holiday cards because this is nice and simple. It's very clear and clean, and it's going to go in the envelope, and it's going to mail very, very, very easily. So that's what I wanted. So let's get started. Let me show you a little bit of how I did this. Another option, because I've been trying everything to figure out how to do my background, was I had a stamp from one of my paper pumpkins. They had one last year. They had the little stars on there, or little snowflakes on there. So I just put the snowflakes on with white emboss, and then I put the little rhinestones in the middle there. And then you could do the same thing. You could go ahead and place your front with dimensionals on that, and that would make a cute little card too. But I wanted something a little easier, so a little simple. So what I did was I took a 5.5 by 11, and then I did go ahead and fold that at 4.25. Get out a little drop here of your Versamark. This is one of my ink refills. And then I think I got this messy. Hold on just a moment. Let me just take, I always keep little alcohol pads around. I don't know about you, but things get a little messy. I like to just take in, do a quick little cleanup here so I don't get that Versamark. I had it laying over here and I was looking for my battery for my camera, and I rolled this pen right into the blob of Versamark I had in there. So it made it all sticky. So anyway, I'm using the smaller end and just dip that down into the Versamark here. And this way you can really manage how many of the little snowflakes you want to put on. Just go ahead and randomly, takes just a moment. Sorry you have to wait through all this, but I kind of wanted to give you an idea, not have it all done and waiting. I wanted to show you what I did. I really like the tutorials that actually have you go through it step by step instead of having everything done and put it together, and then you really don't get a true sense of how to put a card or make a card when somebody already has all their stuff together and you don't really get to see the whole process, if you know what I mean. Anyway, so there we have that. And now you have your little dots on there, and you can fill this up as much as you want. You can manage your snowflakes on here. Let me get a spare piece of a quilting book here. You know what I should have done, and I have it out here, but you should really take your embossing buddy over this. This is probably not going to come out as nice because I forgot to do that. This whole time I kept saying, don't forget the embossing buddy, and what do? First thing, forgot it. Probably because I was looking around for the battery to my camera. And like I thought, see what a mess it makes when you don't have your embossing buddy. So let me see if I can just take and move some of these out. I'm probably going to edit this part out so that you don't have to sit here and watch me. My brush is a little stiff because I've been using it for everything, even putting on my nails. If you wanted to skip this part, you would use your embossing buddy and make it all nice. I may even redo this and use my embossing buddy and actually make a nice smooth. But this is what happens. This is what you get when you're watching tutorials, even their boo-boos like this. Helps you when you come across it and you make that boo-boo, how to fix that. So hopefully you'll have a brush that's not so stiff at the top. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and use our heat gun and set that. Let me get this cleaned up. Little mess I made here. I think I have a sequence in there on my... Let me get that out of my powder. I don't want that to go back in there. Okay. My table is a mess. Let me just take a wet one across my desk real quick. All right, I am going to pause this for just a moment because I am going to use my Stampin' Up! Heat gun and go ahead and emboss this, and then I'll show you what it looks like in a moment, but I'm sure you don't want to sit here and watch me heat up my gun. Hold on just a moment. Okay, so we are just going to finish up setting our little white dots. That was my heat gun dropping. But there you have your little dots. Now you can make these smaller even. You can use like an orange stick, the end of an orange stick, or a toothpick and make little tiny dots all over. And I will try using different things as well just to see what else works with this. So the next thing I do is I have the Jingle All the Way left. I went ahead and I stamped out my verbiage onto my shimmering white paper. And you see how it does the little curve? So let's get one of those, and I'm going to, I went ahead and cut out the trees as well. So I'm going to put the trees on first. And you, of course, can do it any way you want. And you could put all 3 layers on, you could just do the 1 layer. It doesn't matter. I kind of like having a little bit of layer in there. Put a little bit on our tree so they don't get stuck, and put them in the envelope. So on this one I will just leave a little bit around the edges. I did make these a little bit smaller. Now in this stamp set, you notice that you do have a little moon in there. I think that'd be really, right there, I think that'd really be pretty to add up in the sky, the night sky as well. Or if you're doing the little town, do the little star over the little town of Bethlehem. That's what I kind of think it is, or whatever. This stamp set is really cool because you can use this for Halloween as well. Not this one, but the little houses. So you could put this on orange back paper, make this black, and put a huge moon in the sky here. And you notice that even the stamp set has like a little fox or wolves and dogs and stuff. You can make this very Halloween-y as well. So with this layer, I just go ahead and, if I have some little leftovers here on my dimensionals, I go ahead and use everything. You're gonna make sure you have something in the middle there because you don't want that to drop down whenever you're mailing it. Let me get the little, I like to push them in, that sticks them real tight, then I can go ahead and peel off the tops there. And you want to just make sure you're even there. So there's your card so far. Very nice, very clean. And then you can embellish from here. If you want to take, like I mentioned, if you have the metallic sequence assortment inside of here, you have little stars. Where's my wax pencil here? And you even have white ones, so you can actually, so much from wax pencil, not really working, put stars, because they have 3 different colors. They even have a clear, which actually kind of looks cool if you can see that. This little clear one here. But you could put stars over, all over, or don't forget your little sequence packages. These come in handy. Or like I did with this one, I just went ahead and randomly take some dots. That one was a huge dot. Whoops. Don't really need that big of a one. Let's take a little bit from that and put it here. Then you could take some of your snowflakes, set them in. Come on, wax pencil. It was working so well off camera, and don't you know it, the minute I turn on the camera, everything goes catawampus. Oops, hard to see which one's my glue dot and which is my snowflake. You could also embellish, put the moon in the sky here. You can actually take some of your rhinestones and just put that in the center of your snowflakes, just to add another layer of dimension. It'll also hide that little center where your glue will probably pop out a little bit. Oh, don't come off with my finger. Probably would wait till the glue dries a little bit. But anyway, there you have it. This is the Jingle All the Way stamp set and your sleigh ride dies. There are a dozen different ideas for these when you go on Pinterest. Like I said, I just wanted something quick and easy because I want to send this out in a nice little envelope to my family who live a long ways away, and I didn't want anything to catch up in my envelope when you're mailing it through. You know, when you do mailing and it is machine processed at the post office, they do run that through a machine, and when you put this in an envelope, it just runs through a machine like this that has metal clamps here, and it just runs through rollers. So anything you have on here that's going to bump up like these rhinestones, it's going to catch on that machine and it's just going to rip that right open. So I wanted something nice and smooth, and this with the dimensionals is actually smooth enough, which it does ride through those. Anything else has to be hand, not machine done, but hand done, and they charge you more on your postage. So anyway, I wanted to keep it simple for a mass mailing. You can, if you're handing these out, do them as detailed as you want. I do want to try the brayer technique that Tammy White did. And also want to remind you that when you're doing these, I don't have any more left, but let's do a tree. You know how you did the tree background here? The reverse of that would be here. And you just want to take that. I'm off camera here, but I'm just using my Tombow glue and gluing that like so. Just open that up in order to give the inside a nice dimension. Just go ahead and stick that in there. And this way you can write on this, you can write your sentiment. And I am not a mushy writer, so I'm not going to write 2 pages. I'm just going to wish you and your family a nice holiday season. Make it short and sweet on here, and then maybe emboss some snowflakes or something down here at the bottom to finish out the card. So don't throw those away. Use them as your inside. Anyway, that is this stamp set. I have a few more stamp sets that I do want to show you, which is, I'll do it on the next one, but I don't know if you've seen it, but it is the, let's see if I can get a couple pieces here. What I'm working on is the little ornaments, which, look how pretty these are. Look at that. So this is another bundle that's in the new catalog, and I am going to, I actually used the black shimmer paper and did the backgrounds underneath the foil paper. And this is a glitter paper here as well. So anyway, that's going to be the next stamp set I'm going to show you. So stay tuned and subscribe to my channel, and you will see when I do this YouTube video for this stamp set. It is called, let me see if I have it here in my big stack that I'm playing with today. Here we go. It is called Embellished Ornaments, and this is the die set that comes with it, is the Delicate Ornament Thinlits. It's a die set. When you buy them in the bundle like this, you do save 15%. So my next video will be on this set, and we'll be making cards with this. So stay tuned. Thanks so much for joining me today and watching.